Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome to another Ancient Empires faction overview. Today we are heading into the Germanic factions. We're going to be looking at the Cimbri. I really like the Cimbri. They have some pretty cool looking units and a pretty wide range of them as well. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. We are starting with the Germanic Chieftain, Tier 3 Heavy Melee Infantry, charge rating of 6. Melee offense of 12, melee defense of 17, armor rating of 7, and a morale at 14 make them some pretty good heavy-duty melee troops. And they also have decent stamina, so they're not going to tire out super quick. They'll be able to move around, at least for a little while, at full speed before they become tired. And then we also have Germanic Leaders. This is a Tier 3 heavy melee troop, charge rating of 6, melee offense at 14, melee defense at 18, armor rating at 12, and a morale at 16. Make them extremely heavy melee troops, almost on par with the Roman Legionnaires. Next, we got Spear Infantry. We have Germanic Spearmen from the early period. This is what I like about the Cimbri. This is a basic Tier 1 Spear Infantry. It has a charge rating of 5. A melee offense of 9, melee defense of 12, armor at 6, and morale at 7. While they're saying a poor armor rating, that really isn't bad for some Tier 1 Spear Infantry. They're going to be pretty good, and they are actually going to be resistant to cold and have decent stamina. Next up, we have Germanic Militia Spearmen. These guys are, let's see, they're better in some ways, not better in, they have a charge rating of 3. They have a melee offense of 8, melee defense of 15, armor rating of 5, and a morale of 8. What's also really cool, though, is that these are Tier 1 Spear Infantry. Tier 1, they have an expert charge defense, and they're disciplined, which means they're less likely to suffer a morale penalty when their general dies. Usually that's kind of reserved for the upper echelons of troops. They also can resistant to fatigue, can hide in scrub and forest, and they are resistant to cold. Next up, we have Germanic Spearmen of the Middle Age. I'm assuming that's what it's called. Charge rating of 5, melee offense of 9, melee defense of 13, armor rating at 6, and morale at 8. And they have decent stamina as well. Germanic Spearmen of the late period are basically just going to be buffed in all areas except for actually like armor. So yeah, melee offense of 10, melee defense of 14. Armor rating goes down, but morale goes up, and they actually have the Brace Spears ability, which we've seen before with many of the other factions. And then last of the Spearmen, we have the Shoddy Infantry. I'm sure I butchered that word, Shoddy. Charge rating of 4, melee offense of 8, melee defense of 14, armor rating at 8, and morale at 10 make them pretty good units, but they also have the Spear Phalanx as well as Brace Spears that we've seen in some of the Celtic factions, the Gaelic factions, and they also have expert charge defense. They're disciplined, excellent charge versus defense versus cav, things of that nature. Moving down to the melee troops, and this is what's really cool about the Cimbri, is they have a lot of melee infantry, including quite a few half-naked ones. We have the Cpi Warriors. These guys are Tier 1 light melee. They have charge rating of 3, melee offense of 10, melee defense of 8, armor rating at 6, and morale at 8. Make them pretty good troops for Tier 1. And the thing is, they have a great stamina here. They have very good stamina. They're able to move around quickly, and they won't tire as fast. Germanic Warriors of the early period. Charge rating of 3, melee offense of 10, melee defense of 8, armor rating at 6, and morale at 7. Pretty standard. Actually, I was about to say, they're almost exactly the same, minus a little bit of morale compared to the Cpi Warriors. These Night Warriors, the Germanic factions have a lot of very good, I don't even know, they're just melee, but they have some really good charge rating guys, and they have some really good high melee, almost like what am I trying to think of? The guys that we played with the Averni, I can't remember their name exactly, but they're basically as good, kind of almost fanatical, but not quite fanatical troops. Charge rating of 6, melee offense of 14, melee defense of 9, armor rating of 4, morale at 11. And these guys are pretty darn good. They scare everyone, and they are immune to fear themselves, and they inspire their allies, which is really good to have in clumps in different groups. You want some troops that will inspire the allies, so that way they don't rout as quickly, and things of that nature. Plus, they scare the crap out of everyone else. Germanic Warriors of the middle period. Charge rating of 4, melee offense of 11, melee defense of 8, armor rating at 6, and morale at 8. Next up, Germanic Warriors of the late period. Charge rating of 5, melee offense of 12, melee defense of 10, armor rating at 5, and morale at 9. We have Hardy Warriors. Charge rating of 5, melee offense of 13, melee defense of 12, pretty poor armor rating at 4, and a morale at 9. And they have decent stamina. I guess, yeah, it's decent good. Next, we have Germanic Champions. So we just get higher and higher and higher, and these last troops are pretty stinking good. Germanic Champions, they have an excellent morale at 14. I want to mention that's very, very high for a morale unit, especially for one with such low armor rating. Makes it pretty crucial. Charge rating of 6, melee offense of 13, melee defense of 19. So these guys have some of the highest melee defense ratings in the game. And then armor rating at 4 and a morale at 14. And of course, they have decent stamina. They inspire their allies. They can hide in forests. They're resistant to cold. They scare everyone, and they are immune to fear themselves. Next up, we have Germanic Nobles of the early period. Charge rating of 5, melee offense of 11, melee defense of 16, armor rating at 7, and a morale at 12. And of course, decent stamina. Can hide in forests, and they are resistant to cold. Next up, Germanic Nobles of the middle period. Charge rating of 6, melee offense 11, melee defense at 16, armor rating at 8, and morale at 13. Before we hit to the Germanic Nobles of the late period, we have Batavian Swordsmen. Charge rating of 5, melee offense of 11, melee defense of 15, armor rating at 8, and morale at 10. And then finally, we have Germanic Nobles. Charge rating of 7, melee offense of 12, melee defense of 13, armor rating at 9, and a morale at 14. With some decent stamina. So there really aren't any units in the melee area, regardless of how heavy they are, that have bad stamina. And that's really important because it means you can be able to move them around, at least for a little bit, decently quickly in order to try and counter anything that the enemy throws at you. For ranged, we have Fenny Huntsman. Ammunition of 23, ranged offense of 3, missile damage missile range of 110, charge rating of 2, melee offense of 6, melee defense of 4, armor rating of 4, morale at 7. Make them pretty decent light bow. They're pretty typical, and if they were to get into melee, they'd last at least for a little bit. Hopefully you have some reinforcements nearby to help them out. They're resistant to fatigue, can hide and scrub, ignore terrain, resistant to heat, and then they have a very good stamina. Germanic Bowmen of the early period. Ammunition of 23, ranged offense of 2, missile range of 120, charge rating of 2, melee offense of 6, melee defense of 1, armor rating at 6, and morale at 6. Means you're not going to want them to get into melee battle because they will die. And then last we have Germanic Bowmen of the late period. Ammunition of 23, ranged offense of 4, missile range of 190, charge rating of 2, melee offense of 6, melee defense of 2, armor rating at 5, and morale at 6. So yeah, these guys definitely have some good extended range over their early German power counterparts, but still, there's not going to be a whole lot of good melee defense in there, so they would probably rout fairly quick. We have Germanic Slingers, ammunition of 30, ranged offense of 22. Wow, that'd be amazing. Ranged offense of 2, missile range of 240. Charge rating of 2, melee offense of 6, melee defense of 1, armor rating at 6, and morale at 6. Veneti Javelinmen, ammunition of 4, so pretty low ammunition, I think. Ranged offense of 9, missile range at 70, charge rating at 3, melee offense of 9, melee defense of 9, armor rating at 6, and morale at 8. Make them some pretty good light skirmishers that could then turn around and just go ahead and slap themselves into battle, and they do pretty well. And they actually have some very good stamina, so they could run around the field and trying to pick off whoever they needed to. And then you have Germanic Youths, ammunition of 4, ranged offense of 9, missile range of 70, charge rating of 2, melee offense of 8, melee defense of 11, armor rating of 4, and morale at 7. It's the same deal here. It's a good idea to put them into battle once they are finished, or should they be a good flanking force, whatever you'd want to do. Down to the cab, we have Germanic Heavy Horse, charge rating of 8, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 11, armor rating at 8, and morale at 13. Make them pretty decent melee cav. Shot Cab, we have Tenkterry Cavalry, charge rating of 16, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 13, armor rating at 8, and a morale at 10. Now these guys have decent stamina, so they're going to be able to move around for a little bit, as well as those Germanic heavy horse. And then they also had that they inspire their allies. They can hide in forests, resistant to cold, and immune to fear. Down to the Skirmisher Cab, we have Cpi Cab, ammunition of 6, ranged offense of 10, missile range of 80, charge rating of 2, melee offense of 5, melee defense of 11, armor rating of 6, and morale at 10. Make them pretty good light skirmishers. That ranged offense is pretty daggum high. They have very good stamina, so they're going to do good there. And they can also fire while moving and have Parthian shot, resistant to cold. And then we have Germanic Light Horse, which basically sees some increases and decreases, I guess. Less ranged offense, higher charge rating, higher melee offense, significantly lower melee defense, lower armor rating, and lower morale. I really probably wouldn't use these in battle if I had to choose between the Cpi or the Germanic Light Horse. Well, guys, that is the end of the unit overview, and you know the drill. I'll see you on the battlefield. Alright, everybody, welcome to the battlefield. We are in northern Italy today. We are taking on Ligurians. Wow, my camera's really fast. So we have a significantly outnumbered force. We're going to try and see what we can do against them. Yeah, we have a good 1,500 more troops going against us than what we have. So let me run through our unit compositions, and we'll get right into it, see what we can't do. Alright. In my front line over here on my main army, we have 2 units of Shoddy Infantry. They're not great talkers, ironically enough. They're more ponderers, as you can see right here. It's just pondering the way of the world. So anyways, they're going to be our heavy spear infantry for lining up and taking on the brunt of our Ligurian counterparts. Over here on the right flank, we have 2 units of Germanic Champions. These guys are pretty good. I really enjoy the shields. The shields look really cool. It's a different shield than what we've seen before, kind of that long, skinny, oval-esque. That's what a lot of these Germanic factions have, and it looks really, really good. I like it a lot. So, and then over here on our left flank, we have 2 units of Night Warriors. Now, these guys, remember, they do inspire their allies, and we're going to try and see what we can't do there. Some pretty good axe-looking things and some billy clubs. Yeah, they'll be pretty good. I'm excited to use them and see how well they perform in battle. Behind them, we have Germanic Nobles of the late period, and they have some even cooler shields that I like. I like that short hexagonal, or whatever you want to call it, shield. It looks really cool, and it's very, very German. It seems German anyways. It's what I really like about these Germanic factions, is their shields. The Germanic Leaders, who is leading us today, and he is very excited. You couldn't tell by his face, but he is. Over here in our second column area, we have a cool little weird thing that I'm trying out just for kicks and giggles. It probably won't work, and honestly, it's probably going to get me killed. Get a lot of units unnecessarily killed, but we're going to have a detachment of our archers kind of standing up on this hill here. And then they're going to be the Germanic bowmen of the late period, and they're going to be guarded by some Germanic spearmen of the middle period. So we got some mixed ages here, but that's okay. So we're going to try and hold this hill, or at least hold the higher ground. See if we can't get some good advantage shots down into the enemy while they are attacking. They have some decent range, so they should be able to hit while these troops are going into battle as well. Now take a look at our horsemen. We have 2 units of Germanic heavy horse over here. They're hidden. I don't think they can see them just yet, which makes sense because they're hiding in the hills. Hiding behind the hill. These guys look really, really cool. Behind them, we have 2 Tenkterry Cab. 2 units of those guys, and those shock troops are going to be pretty messy. Super sharp spears, really awesome looking. And then last but not least, we have Cpi Skirmisher Cab, and these guys should do some damage as well. Now, I did give them quite a few. I believe they have like 8 or 9 units of cav. So they do have cav advantage, which usually doesn't matter, but I wanted to give it that way, so that way it seemed a little more fair on their terms. And we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to do that. Everybody run for now. We're going to move our Skirmisher Cab. And I'm at least going to move these guys right onto the hill. Right. Oh, that works. Nope, kidding. There we go. So it'll at least be semi-engaging. Now I'm going to try and sneaky my shot cab all the way through these hills over here. See how well that works for me. See if they can't remain hidden. I guess they're not hidden anyways. Okay, that's cool. No, we're actually going to do phalanx. There we go. These guys don't have much protection against all of these cab, but we are definitely going to lash out at them, and I'm actually going to counter with my own cab as soon as I can. There we go. Take the brunt of that charge, dude. Go up against those Ligurian heavy horse. Oh wow, not paying attention. Should have put them on skirmishing right off the bat. Lash out. Clip them. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta clip them. Let's get these guys. Holy cow, man. We are getting routed hardcore. Let's get over there. This is not going well. Getting a little overwhelmed by all the cav. We're going to have to move over here. Let's move in. I didn't want to move in, but we are going to have to move in if we want to win this battle. Looks like we're lagging just a little bit, which is a little weird. We're not at that many troops. Could just be because of all the simultaneous action that's going on. Okay, so we've routed one of their guys. Let's go ahead and move along. Hit these guys in the back because they are, I do believe they are engaged. Go ahead and hit those heavy horse. Let's go ahead and move our general over here as well. And let's see how well that charge hits them. A little glitchy today, boys. A little glitchy. But we're getting there. Let's get our shot cav out. We're holding that line very well. Yeah, Ligurians, they're pretty good. We haven't looked at the Ligurians yet, by the way, so we will be sure to do that in sometime in the future. Hopefully get to them before the campaign starts for sure. Yeah, we're going to focus a little bit on their ranged units. We're going to cut through and we're going to take out these guys, these archers. Man, they just have vastly superior numbers. I think 1,500 was a little too much to give them, but it'll be good. Let's go ahead and see if we can't rout those guys, and then we're going to get into some slow-mo so we can see just how well our troops are doing or how well they're not doing. Alright, so here are our spearmen going up against, I think these are just skirmishers. Actually, are these skirmishers? Oh, nope, those are Ligurian levy spearmen. Awesome. Down here is where most of the action is. These troops are going to be very heavy. Oh, look at that. There you go. Nice little one-on-one action. Come on, do something else cool. There we go. Oh, that was a nice little yell. That was really cool. Get wrecked. Just the animations in this game are really, really sweet. Just seeing these one-on-one battles is probably some of the coolest stuff ever. It looks like they've got some of their heavy horse coming into the battle as well. Yeah, it's just really cool to see all of the animations, because I've never really taken a good look at the animations in any of the Total War games before. Attila. I don't know why, I just didn't really think about it. And plus, this is the first game that I really had a good PC, so I was able to have it on such higher settings that I was able to really take advantage of seeing how it looked. And they are not disappointing at all. There you go, dude. Very nice. I like it. I like it. Okay, so we need to get out of there. Push through. You guys push back. Yep, we're going to route. I was not paying attention. Yep, there go one of our shot cav. No, not charge into him, you idiot. Dear Lord. Charging into them, please. Yep, or they don't make it. That's fine. It's whatever. Doesn't matter to me, I guess. Charge into them. Well, you're not going to make it, so you might as well... Oh, you might make it. Come on. Make it through, make it through. Zigzag, zigzag, squiggly squid. Clear it. Hit those guys in the back. There we go. Can we squeeze troops through there? I'm going to try and squeeze them through that gap. Do I still have some Skirmisher Cav? I do. Go ahead and get into the battle, Skirmisher Cav. Holy crap, they made it through. Get through there, get through there. That was some pretty shifting little moving there. Sweet, we have that flank secured. We are losing the right flank. So many skirmishers. I should not have given them so many skirmishers. Oh, and our other unit of shock routed. Yeah, and if you could, like, run, that would be fantastic, actually. So, yeah, we're winning. We lost the right flank. But that's all right. We are going to be winning the left flank. We're just going to pepper these guys. We're going to draw them out so they're not that big of a concern. Go around. You guys just stay where you are. You're very tired, so go ahead and take a nice little rest if you can. And then we're just going to reform our lines over here. Really see if that can give us the edge we need to get going again. Let's go ahead and actually get my Germanic Nobles over to take those guys out. They're still being chased over there. Again, we're going to let him just route. He's going to route these Germanic Champions. Well, let's actually redraw the line real quick. Hopefully that doesn't make them route. Again, I really wish there was such a thing as a step back ability where troops would just wait and slowly step back one unit at a time. So that way you didn't have to turn around, because it's that turning around. I could have easily just backpedaled. If there was a backpedal functionality to this, that's what I could have done to save myself from having to use to turn around, is just a backpedal. Where they just move back, move back, move back, and it just helps with everything. Okay, so those Ligurian heavy horse are just wrecking it up. Actually, let's hold back. Really need to hold the line here right now. And those guys are just not routing at all. Let's get them to go after those guys, and then you will swing around and take those archers. How are you guys doing? You're steady, but you're good. These guys are very tired. We should be able to rout them pretty soon. And then again, we're just going to wait. We just need to wait, so we're going to wait. I'm going to move these guys over here. We need to keep our stamina high, keep our stamina fresh. Anytime we can do that, then we will. I can't believe that these Ligurian archers are going to rout my Germanic heavy horse. Perfect. We got him trapped over there. Let's go right here. Hit those dudes in the back. Hit this guy, and we're going to swing our general around. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. I think we do have a good chance of winning this now. Battle seems to be going a little more in our favor than it was. We're going to turn around and charge into his infantry. We're going to get our cab to charge into them. Come on, you gotta stay on top of that guy. And then charge into this chieftain. General v. General. Charge! There you go. Turn around and take on those Ligurian warbands. And then we should be good. We're going to rout those guys, which means we're going to have the ability to charge into all of these units right here with our rest of our cav. And that'll be a pretty good deal. We should be able to win this pretty easily now at this point. Rout Ligurian skirmishers. I was still a little iffy there for a little while. How many have we lost? And we've lost over half of our troops, our army. Now you guys are going to pull back here. And you are very tired, so I'm going to let you rest for just a little bit. Which is perfect because I now can hit these guys in the back. Focus more on these dudes. And that will pretty much be the end of the battle once they rout. These guys are very much losing the battle. Let's go ahead and get in slow-mo again just for a little bit, just to kind of look at all the animations going on. It's a lot of stabbing. Stabby, stabby, stabby. This is where the big cluster is right now. Lots of troops being gathered here. What happened here? Are they routing? Oh no, we are routing. Whoops. Where are these guys going? Are they just going to get engaged into the battle again? Just get hit in the backside, sirs. There we go. Takes but a simple charge. And these guys are exhausted as well, so being hit in the backside is very devastating to them. I guess they're only very tired now. Well, what the crap? Let's get back. Do that morale debuff. We are going to lose this last unit. No! Okay, so we're going to rout both of those guys. We're going to move our cav back because we're going to have to counter these guys now. There we go. It's getting a little messy. But let's go ahead and charge into them. That charge will work. We routed that dude over there I don't know how long ago. These dudes are routing. And they've routed. That is the end of the battle. Brilliant. We actually had a couple... Oh, those are my archers. Okay. In the battle. That was a close victory. Whew. All right, so we lost quite a few troops in that battle. The Ligurians were a little tougher than I thought they were. Again, you can't underestimate these small factions that you don't think can't do anything, because I've been proven time and time again that they can do a lot of stuff. So that was a really good battle, I feel. We were outnumbered pretty decently and still came out on top. And we got some pretty good kills. 370, 457, 329, 656. So yeah, really good troops, really good battle. Really, I think showed off the Cimbri pretty well. So I hope you enjoyed this faction overview. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace!